Hi, thanks for checking out our channel. If this is the first time you've ever seen one of our videos on our channel, we appreciate you finding us for one. But what I am is just an independent repair shop. I just work on fence boxes for people, all ages, all styles. We rebuild a lot of things for a lot of people. We're independent we're an independent shop, mom and pop shop. We don't have any sponsors for any brands. We don't get any freebie stuff from any brands. Everything that we do, we buy on our own. We work on all brands, all ages. But what this video is going to be about, we're going to do like a review video of the good and the bad, I guess, of this particular model and brand. But before I get into that, I want to, if you like to go down to the drop-down arrow, push that little drop-down arrow, you find our links on our website. Our website's fencerfixer.com. We also work on cattle scales and low bars stuff for people. But yeah, if you want the honest truth of what's good about a unit or good on a particular brand or model, or you got questions on something, just email me, call me, text me, write a comment down below, whatever. I'll tell you what's good and what's bad about a brand. And so a personal thing about this brand, I personally like the brand. It's a decent brand. I mean, it's not like super expensive. It's a decent quality. It's made here in America. It's made up in a company called Agritronics. They are up in Ohio, and they manufacture this brand. They make a few other. They make a bunch of other models. They make a PW18000, 24,000. I mean, it's the next size bigger. And they make about, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 units that are smaller, maybe more than that, maybe 8, 9 units that are smaller. But this is a decent quality unit. I mean, I personally like the unit. It's not complex on the inside. It's pretty basic. This is an 18 joule output, so probably like 25 stored or something like that. I mean, it's got quite a bit of energy stored inside, as it uses a pretty decent sized capacitor. It says it will do, it's 18 joules, 300 miles, 1,800 acres. No, you gotta kind of be a little leery about this stuff right here. This goes for any brand. What this rating right here is, this is single strand, a perfectly clean fence, and a perfectly suited ground system for this particular unit. So, I mean, it does pack a hell of a punch, and it has a lot of snap to it. But if you have a bunch of grass on the fence, you've got multiple lines, you got 3, 4, 7 wire system, and you start breaking that number down, start dividing it down by however many wires you got. If you got a bunch of grass, and start cutting that down as well. So this is perfect fence, perfect ground system, single wire, clean fence rating. So that's the one thing you got to be a little leery of. Like, oh my God, I got a half-mile fence. I put a 300-mile charger on there. Yeah, you could. I mean, you just got to be a little careful of having too big of a charger and too small of a fence on certain aspects of that. It packs a hell of a punch. The thing I like about it, they use really good quality knobs, which people think, oh, that's kind of silly, but it's a good quality plastic. I've never been shocked through one breaking down. Never had one fall apart. They got the stickers. What on these will wear off over time. So the ground's always on your right on this particular brand. Ground's on your right, fence is on your left, and also red's your fence, black's your ground. So sometimes the stickers will wear off or fade away or peel off. So you got to either memorize that or something. It also has a full power and half power setting right here on this little switch. So it's pretty nice, and it's just a basic unit. I mean, it has a little light that flashes with every pulse. That doesn't use remote control things. It doesn't have a digital readout or anything. It's just a bare bone basic running unit. So that's probably one reason why they can sell these as cheap as they do, because they're not all fancy on the inside. There's not a lot of technology built into the thing. It's just a circuit board, a capacitor, a transformer, and a little output board. So we'll take this apart and show you the insides. They are CSA rated or whatever stickers on here. which is the Canadian version of what the United States uses. It's called UL. So they are not, I don't see a UL sticker anywhere on here, maybe on the front. Nope. So not UL listed, but they are CSA listed, which is the Canadian version. So some brands will be both, some brands will be one or the other, some brands aren't either one of them. So, but that's what the inside looks like. It's pretty basic. You got your big old capacitor. This capacitor is a, turn the light on. This capacitor is a 80 microfarad pulse grid capacitor, rated up to 900 volts DC. It's made by HK Film Capacitor, which if you look that up, they're in Hong Kong. There are not very many places that make pulse grade capacitors anymore. There used to be a place called Plessy Ducon down in Australia that used to do them for a lot of brands back in the day, but that place went belly up 20 years ago or whatever. So this place came along and started making capacitors. They make capacitors for all sorts of things. But a lot of the good brands like Gallagher, Speedrite, Cyclops, Power Wizard, all those brands, most of them use the same brand of capacitor. They're all using HK film capacitor out of Hong Kong. And they're good capacitor. I mean, it's a Chinese thing, but it's still a good capacitor. I got a couple more capacitors here. Like this is a true test capacitor. This is a 30 microfarad capacitor. It's got little tabs on it, but you can see it's same as this company. No, same style. And here's one made by Gallagher. This is a 25 microfarad capacitor by Gallagher that they were using some of their units. It's 25 microfarad at 1200 volt peak. What was this one? 1000 volt peak. But you can see it's the same. This is an older one. It's a used one. Came out of a unit someone didn't want to fix. So kept the capacitor out of it. But they all use the same brand capacitor. Not everybody, but Gallagher, Cyclops, Speedrite, Stayfix, Power Wizard. I'm sure there's another brand out there I'm thinking of. But they all use this company as the main capacitor supplier. So, I mean, you do pay more for other brands. But if you got to think that they're all used the same brand of capacitor in them, so why pay a little bit more for another brand name when they have the same kind of capacitors in there? And the reason why is certain other parts are not as good, not as well built. That's what I mean. But this is the circuit board in there. I don't want to manhandle it too much because there's probably a charge in there. But there's this board, pretty basic little circuit board in there. There's this transformer. It's fully sealed and encased in an epoxy, so you have to really worry about water damage, same as this. These aren't waterproof units. You need to store, mount these inside a building or get a bucket over them or build a cover for them. There's no gaskets in them. They got a little overlapping case that goes into this little groove right here. So it just sort of slips on there like that. So there's no gaskets in them, and every once in a while we will get these units in that have getting water in it because they're in the wrong place inside there. But these do have two fuses on them. There's a fuse there, a fuse down below. It's also got some surge suppressing parts on the board for lightning protection on the AC side. And then they have this output board right here, which is for lightning on the fence and ground side. They also have a spark gap right there for lightning protection. So it's their hope, if lightning comes on the fence side, if this board doesn't absorb it and get rid of all of it, it will jump this little gap and go to ground. So that's the point of that. Some brands do that same thing, like Gallagher's got on some of their units. Cyclops has got it on some of their units, or I think almost all their units have it on their output side. So, so overall, it's a pretty good unit, and everything's all modulated. Everything's all separated. So if you know what the problem is, you can almost narrow down where the problem's at. So for a repair standpoint, it's not that bad of a unit to go through and work on. I mean, these blue capacitors, which are the newer ones they've been using for the last handful of years, they're really well built. Rarely do you have to replace one of the blue ones. They had the older ones that were white and about this big around, some of them that were bolted in to the case here, and those will go bad, and the replacement ones are these new blue ones. So so you can still fix them and stuff, and all the parts are available. You can get transformers, output boards, you can get everything you want for this. You can get new cases for it. If you get a new case, it doesn't come with a sticker on it. I guess I could order a sticker and put a sticker on if I had to, but I've had it. These the plastic's not the greatest on them. They're cheaper plastic. Sometimes when I put these back together, it's been around a while, I have the clutch on my drill electric screwdriver set a little too high. If the plastic's a little bit older, I'll tighten it down, and it cranks down a little too hard, doesn't give quick enough on the clutch on there, and a crack and break one of these, or crack and break one of those little things there. And then you either gotta hope that the other three are good and just put some tape across there, so you don't have to worry about buying a whole other case, spending money on something that's cosmetic. So it's a well-built unit. You want a decent unit for the money, Power Woods would be a good one to look at. I said they make a bigger unit called the 24,000. They have some units called the Farm Pro this, and Dare Enforcer that. I mean, they're all made by the one company. So Ken Cove has some private labeled stuff made by this company as well. So Ken Cove doesn't make any of their units really. They just have everybody make them for them. So, but I want to show you the voltage coming out of here. We'll pull the knobs off. Whoops. Now that output board that's inside there, that ran across here, since it is going across fence and ground, it does put a little bit of a load on the unit because it is going across fence and ground. So instead of getting like 9,000 volts, you get about 6,000 volts. But that board's there to try to help protect the unit from lightning and stuff like that. So we're going to go across there. 6,100 volts, 6.1 kV. Put a screwdriver across here, the ground and the fence. There we go. Trying to get that screwdriver to get on that stud there. So you put a little burn spot in the screwdriver. Yeah, I never had they're like a machine screw. They're made out of, I think they're stainless steel. I've never seen one of these break off or corrode. I've never seen one of these knobs break off or corrode or cross thread or machined. So you don't have to worry about them cross threading. They go on there real easy. You don't have to worry about them cross threading or getting stuck or anything. They're stainless, like I said, they're stainless steel, looks like. So I don't think you have to worry about them corroding or rusting up on you very often. So, but you don't have to buy this particular model, and we don't sell them. We're just, like I said, we're just a repair place. We just work on these things. But they make smaller ones. Like this is about $350 unit, give or take, $20 or so for this one. But you can buy. They got smaller ones. They all share handful of them share the same case, just different boards or different size capacitors or something inside there. But they are a pretty good unit for the money. So they got, like, I think a PW18000 6-joule unit, PW18000 9-joule unit. They got a little bit of everything out there. So, but hopefully, like this video, helps somebody out and gives you a good idea what's out there. I mean, you can find these online, Amazon. You can buy them on Amazon. You can find them online through other means. But we work on all brands, all ages. Anything that we do work on, the repairs get an 18-month warranty on. So But in the meantime, if you got any questions on a particular brand or unit or whatever, give us a call, shoot me an email, send me a text or whatever, write a comment down below. This is a very good brand. Power Wizard is a very good brand for the money. I mean, there's more expensive ones that are probably a little bit better, and there's ones that are priced the same that aren't as good, and there's ones that are expensive, more expensive, that are overpriced that aren't as good. And there are ones that are cheaper and they're not near as good. So you kind of, this is kind of a middle of the road, upper middle of the road quality. I mean, they're not going to last forever, but they are decent and you will get some life out of them. You're not going to spend $300 and get 2, 3, 4 years. You'll probably get 5+ years out of the thing. So I would buy a Power Wizard brand model of any kind over any of that crap that's sold at the farm and fleets like Zariba, Blitzer, American Farm Works, Shock, Red Snapper, that Tractor Supply stuff. I would buy a Power Wizard brand over that Blitzer, Zariba crap any day of the week. That stuff, unless you want to send it in to me every 2, 3 years or whatever, every 6 months, 8 months to get fixed all the time. I just hate working on them stupid things. There's garbage on the inside. But this is a very good unit for the money. So until next time, remember to subscribe and like the video, and we'll see you later on.